Alright, so this is the Stanley parable, the parable, I want to say, who cares, but yeah, this is this game. It's a mod I found while basically Google searching new Half-Life mods, 2011, 2010. Really, that's what I searched, 2011/2010. And looking through like 4 or 5 different pages, I said the Stanley parable, blah, 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 and this is what I found. So I was gonna do this yesterday, but I was super freaking tired, and I'm just getting up for some reason. It's 12 o'clock in the afternoon, and I gotta stop doing that. So I'm probably gonna start going to bed earlier, so I can get a jump start on the day better. Yeah, I don't know anything about this game, so which is pretty cool. This is the first time I've never really not like looked up anything. I just went with like finding a mod like this, even a new one. So hopefully I get a lot of views. I don't know why I'm looking through all this. Let's start a new game. Oh, okay. Oh, I like the music.
This is the story of a man named Stanley. Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427. Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427.
He's standing.
And pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor next to his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-rending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy.
I like the music,
and then one
legit.
day, something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on a monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened, this complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and walked out into the hallway.
Alright, guess I'm gonna walk out the hallway.
Stanley decided to go to the staff lounge to check on his co-workers. He never functioned well by himself and constantly needed support and guidance from others, so the thought of total solitude was terrifying to him. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Alright. I was gonna go right, but okay.
As Stanley entered the lounge, he was horrified to find not a single person here. He decided he would walk up to see his boss, hoping that he would find an answer there. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Yeah, screw that. I'm going downstairs. Tell me what to do.
But Stanley just couldn't do it. He considered the possibility of facing his boss, of admitting that he had left his post during work hours. He might be fired for that. And in such a competitive economy, was it really worth taking that risk? All because he believed everyone had disappeared? His boss would think he was crazy. And then something occurred to Stanley.
The hell?
Maybe, he thought to himself, maybe I am crazy. Everyone I know simply vanishing out of the blue. There's almost no other explanation for it.
Oh, I'm in the same room.
And a nagging fear began to creep up in his mind. Questions that had been
It's the
there
same
all
room.
along.
Like,
He just hadn't put his finger on them
what
yet.
the? This is alright.
For
Just keep walking.
example, why couldn't he see his feet when he looked down?
Shut up. Stop
Why
breaking the
did
fourth wall.
doors close automatically behind him wherever he went?
Stop breaking the fourth wall.
And for that matter, these rooms were starting to look pretty familiar.
Stop breaking the fourth wall.
Was he just walking around in circles? Where am I, he thought. And the more he found himself unable to answer these questions, the more questions continued to arise, until he came to the issue that
Why is the
had been
music getting
slowly
faster?
boiling, until he could ignore it no longer. Why is there a voice in my head, dictating
God.
everything that I'm doing and thinking? Suddenly, every door slammed shut. No, Stanley screamed. I need to get out of here. I need to know that there's something out there. I need to know it's not just all in my head. And he screamed and clutched at his skull as the voice grew harsher and the music in the background rose higher and higher. And then, moments before collapsing to the ground, Stanley clenched his fists and screamed to anyone who might be listening, I'm not real! I'm not real! Don't believe any of it! None of it's real! And then everything went black.
Legit.